Hello and fresh from the showcase here at SwissWatchExpo. Today we're going to be talking about what is arguably Rolex's most popular sport model, or maybe even their most popular watch model to date. So this is going to be the Rolex Daytona. Now, most people are familiar with this watch. It's a chronograph. It comes in a 40mm case. But today I want to talk about a couple of variations of the watch that really have kind of separated themselves from the rest of the Daytona pack and put themselves in a very unique position based on some of the configurations that they have. So what I've got here is the Rolex Daytona in 18 karat yellow gold. Now, for those that don't know, pure gold, atomic number 79, also 100% purity, right, would be 24 carats. Now that type of gold being so pure is a very, very soft metal. It's heavy and it's dense, but it's very soft. It's very good for using in fine, intricate pieces of jewelry, but for something that you're gonna wear on your wrist that's gonna have to sustain normal wear and tear of daily use, 24 carats is just far too soft. Now, Rolex actually went so far as to create their own 18 karat formula where they take pure 24 karat gold and they melt it down and then add additional alloys, bringing it down to 18 karat, which would be 75% purity, to give it additional structure and stability and durability to help the watch last longer. Now, you'll notice that not only is the case itself going to be made out of that 18 karat yellow gold, but you'll also notice that the hands themselves that tell the time and the setting mechanisms for the hour markers, as well as the setting mechanisms where you would put a diamond to hold the diamond in place, all of those are also going to be made out of that same 18 karat yellow gold. It's also the same gold that you would find in the two-tone versions of the watch that has stainless steel and yellow gold, that same 18 carats. Now, I'd like to really talk about one particular feature of this Daytona. Now, of course, we could talk all day about that Tahitian mother of pearl, right? It's a very unique natural phenomenon. It comes from a specific pearl, or oyster rather, known as the Tahitian mother of pearl, comes from Tahiti, right? There's a certain type of oyster that grows and develops in those waters that has this natural dark coloration, almost like when oil is mixed with water on the pavement and you're looking at it in the summer. It's got that like dark side of the rainbow color scheme as opposed to the lighter colors that we see on the more traditional mother of pearl dials. Now, this watch is unique not only because the hour diamond marker is that Tahitian mother of pearl, but in the subdials, you'll notice that this watch actually has what Rolex calls like a gold crystal dial, or subdial in this case. So the way that they manufacture or produce these gold crystal dials, they take that 18 karat yellow gold alloy and they apply a surface treatment to it that allows it to crystallize naturally and show you how how gold crystallizes out in nature. And so you'll notice that each one of these little flakes will have different elements of reflectiveness and they'll have different sizes and shapes because, of course, it was a natural phenomenon. If you come check it out at SwissWatchExpo.com, you can read up on all of these watches. I would like to touch base on some of the remarkable feats of what's going on inside the watch. Again, we could talk all day about how gorgeous these pieces are and the dark green dial on this yellow gold Daytona with the soft red accent that just really makes it pop. But inside there is so much beauty to be found as well. In the year 2000, Rolex rolled out the in-house movement 4130. That replaced the previous Zenith movement that many are familiar with that, was the main stretch of Daytona's popularity starting in like the 90s. Now, one of the things about the in-house movement of the 4130, they increased the number of jewels, right? It boasts of 44 jewels as well as a 72-hour power reserve. Now, what that means for you as a watch wearer or an owner of one of these watches, because of the higher amount of jewels contained within the movement, it's going to really cut down on the amount of wear and tear and friction, allowing your watch to have a longer lifespan. And of course, 72-hour power reserve is more appropriate for, well, my personal daily life where I would not like to wind my watch as often. And a 72-hour power reserve definitely helps. Now, a couple of other things that Rolex changed when they created and developed this 4130 movement, they installed the parachrome hairspring, right, which has anti-magnetic properties. It's very shock resistant and resistant to temperature change. Now, Aside from that, they made some changes to the chronograph function that really helps with its precision timekeeping functions. So not only can you measure time down to an eighth of a second, but they installed the clutch system that engages the chronograph vertically instead of laterally or horizontally, which will cut down on the amount of wear and tear on the watch. And when you go to get it serviced, it is a much quicker process for the watchmakers to do, which of course lowers your service bill. An excellent watch all around. I would like to touch on one more element of the movement, particularly the chronograph. The older versions had two separate movements for the hour hand and the minute hand in the chronograph. So we're going to be talking about the two subdials that measure, how many ongoing minutes and hours. They used to be two movements that operated independently. Now, Rolex combined them in this movement and created one movement that handles both the hours and the minutes. And that is really beneficial when you're talking about keeping precision. You don't have multiple elements at play. There's only one screw that a watchmaker would need to adjust, whereas the previous movement had 5. So you can see how just these small changes can really improve the overall functionality of the watch. One last point I'd really like to talk about, I was talking about the 72-hour power reserve. One of the reasons that that's possible on this watch is because Rolex introduced ceramic ball bearings inside the automatic movement. The automatic rotor where it spins, instead of having the older version of, how they reduced the friction, they installed ceramic ball bearings, which really cuts down on the amount of friction as that rotor spins, improving the efficiency of the watch. Again, come check these out at SwissWatchExpo.com. Get one today to add to your collection, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell.